Now we'll study how law of reflection and refraction can be proved by using this Huygens principle. First one, law of reflection. Okay, so consider a smooth surface MN from which light get reflected. Okay, and this is a wavefront incident to this smooth surface. Okay, we need to find the direction to where it will get reflected, isn't it? So consider this point. Up to this, both the waves are coming together, isn't it? This is A and this point is B. And at A, this wavefront, that is the one side of the wavefront gets started reflected, but this is still on ongoing incident wave, isn't it? Now we need to find the direction of reflected wave. So here, let this distance be C, this point be C. Now BC, distance. We know velocity is equal to distance by time. So distance is equal to velocity into time. So here BC will be equal to velocity of the light in this medium. Let it be V itself. So V into time. Here time needed for the light to travel from B to C is taken as tau. So BC is equal to V tau. Okay. Now from A, at that time when light reaches from B to C, at the same time the light at the point A gets started reflected, isn't it? So the distance travelled by this will be that point we can take as E somewhere else. AE is also equal to velocity into time, isn't it? Distance is velocity into time. Here this is one medium. All the reflection happens from one medium. So the velocity will be same V, and time is also same. The time that needed for the wave to travel from B to C and the time needed for the light to travel from A to the new position E also will be same. So V tau. So to find the direction, we'll draw a radius. So we'll draw a circle with radius V tau from A as the center. Okay. So as A as the center, we will draw a circle with the radius V tau. Okay. This distance and this radius of this will be same, because BC is V tau, AE is also V tau. Okay. Now we got the circle like this, and in order to get the new direction, we will draw a tangent from C to this circle. Okay. This is the tangent drawn from C to this circle. So we will get this point, that as E. So this is the new direction of the wavefront. Okay. So this is the direction of reflection for this wavefront. Okay. Now we got the reflected wavefront by using Huygens principle here. Now we can prove the law of reflection, that if we draw a normal here, this is angle of incidence, this is angle of reflection. Okay. Now consider this triangle. This triangle. Here this one. Okay. Here this is I and this total angle will 90 degree. So this angle will be 90 minus I. So this will be I. Have you understood? Here this is I. So with the normal and this parallel line, that will be 90, incident ray and this parallel line, that will be 90 degree. So the angle between this normal and this will be 90 minus I. So this will be I, as this is normal, is 90 degree. Okay, so we got this angle as 90 degree, angle BAC as I. Okay, now this is R, angle of refraction. Sorry, angle of reflection. Now this angle will be the angle between the reflected ray AE and AC will be 90 minus R. Okay, now consider the triangle AEC. Angle EAC will be 90 minus R. This is 90 degree. So this angle will be R. Okay. So we got in the triangle AEC. In triangle AEC. This angle as R. And in triangle BAC, this angle as I. Okay. Now we consider this two triangle. AC, that side is common. Here BC is equal to AE. BC equal to AE. Okay. So AC is common and BC is equal to AE. Okay. And this angle E is 90 degree and angle B is also 90 degree. Okay. So two sides and one angle is same for both this triangle. So these triangles will be congruent. Okay. Which means all the angles will be same. Okay. Here the corresponding angles are BC and AE are same. So the opposite angle for AE is R, BC is I. So I equal to R, angle I equal to angle R. That is nothing but the first law of reflection. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Okay. Another one thing, here the incident wavefront and the reflected wavefront and also the normal are perpendicular to the plane, which means all lies at the same plane. Incident ray, reflected ray and the normal lies at the same plane. This proves the law of reflection by using Huygens principle. Now law of refraction from Huygens principle. Refraction. Okay, refraction also we will get in the same way as we have done in the case of reflection. Okay, so let it be medium 1 and it is medium 2. Okay, now an incident wavefront reaches here. Both should be parallel. Okay. Now, you see, up to this is A and that is B. Okay. Up to this, both the end of this wavefront reaches at the same distance, same position, isn't it? But after that, at A, it started to move to the second medium. But at B, that is still in the first medium. Okay. Let the velocity of the light in the first medium be V1 and the second medium be V2. Okay. which direction it will get refracted, isn't it? For that, here as earlier, the distance, this will be c. Okay, here BC is equal to velocity equal to distance by time. So distance is equal to velocity into time. So BC is equal to velocity, that is V1, and the time is taken as tau. So BC equal to V1 tau. Now we need to find at that same time tau, what will be the new position of A. So AE, let the new position be E. So AE is equal to V2 tau, because that is moving to the second medium with velocity V2. So AE is equal to V2 tau. Consider this as a rarer medium and this as denser medium. Second one is denser medium. We know velocity is less in the second medium, isn't it? So V2 will be lesser in the second medium. So AE will be less than BC. So this radius will be less than BC, of course. Okay. Anyway, with the radius V2 tau, we will draw a circle here. Okay. And to get the new position, draw a tangent from C to this circle. Okay. So this will be the new position for wave. Okay. I'm going to extend that line. Okay. So this will be the new position for the wave. Okay. Here also it will be refracted in the same way. Okay. Now, to find, to prove the law of refraction, we need angle of incidence and angle of refraction, isn't it? Angle of incidence is the angle between incident ray and the normal. This is I, and here between the normal and refracted ray is R, angle of refraction. Okay. So you see, this total angle is 90 degree. This is I. So this will be 90 minus I. Okay, this is 90 minus I. This is normal, which means this will be 90 degree. As it is 90 minus I, this angle will be I. Clear? Here it is I. This is 90 degree. So this angle will be 90 minus I. As this is 90 degree and it is 90 minus I, this angle will be I. Similarly, here R. Okay. And here total is 90 degree. So this angle alone will be 90 minus I. But this is tangent, which means 90 degree. This is 90 minus R. Sorry, R. So this angle will be R. Okay. So now we got in the triangle ABC, this angle as I, and in triangle ACE, this angle as R. Okay. Now from triangle ABC, sin I. Sin I is equal to, why we need sin I? Because in the law of refraction, it is sin I by sin R is constant, isn't it? For that. So sin I equal to, sin I means what? Opposite by hypotenuse. Sin BC by AC. Okay. Now from triangle ACE, from this triangle ACE, sin R equal to AE by AC. Okay. Now we can take the ratio between I and sin R. Sin I divided by sin R equal to BC by AC divided by AE by AC. AC and AC will cancel. So sin I by sine R equal to BC by AE. That is equal to, what is BC? V1 tau divided by, what is AE? V2 tau. Tau and tau will get cancelled, which is equal to V1 by V2. That is sin I by sin R equal to V1 by V2. What is the relation between velocity and refractive index? B equal to C by lambda, isn't it? N equal to C by lambda. So N equal to C by V, isn't it? N equal to C by V. So here in the first medium, N1 equal to C by V1. In the second medium, N2 is equal to C by V2. Okay. Now we can substitute that. Sin I by sin R equal to V1 by V2. What is V1? C by N1 divided by, what is V2? C by N2. Okay. So C and C will cancel, which is equal to N2 by N1. Sin I by sin R equal to N2 by N1. This is law of refraction or Snell's law of refraction. Okay. So now using this Huygens principle, we proved Snell's law. Okay. Which means the law of refraction also can be proved by using this Huygens principle. Now also we will get the relation between, already we got it as V1 by V2, isn't it? This is equal to V1 by V2. We will get in terms of lambda also, wavelength also. That will be, that is, from in that diagram, at the same time when B reaches to, A reaches to E, at the same time will B reaches to C. If the crust is started from A to C, then at C also it will be having a crust. From B, if a crust is started, at C also the crust will be there. From that diagram, you just remember that diagram, A to E and B to C, isn't it? This is in first medium, this is in the A to C in the second medium. If in B there is a crust and in C there is a crust, then from A to E, in A also there will be crust and in E also there will be a crust. Okay. So, okay. So now lambda 1 by lambda 2, the ratio between the wavelength will be equal to, that is lambda 1, that is in the first medium, that is BC divided by lambda 2, that is in the second medium, AE, isn't it? What is BC? V1 tau. What is AE? V2 tau. Tau and tau will cancel. Lambda 1 by lambda 2 is V1 by V2. That's equal to here also. Lambda 1 by lambda 2. We got Snell's law in all the forms. Sin I by sin R equal to N2 by N1, which is equal to V1 by V2, which is equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2. Okay. From this, we'll get one more thing, that when light refracted from one medium to another medium, its velocity changes, its wavelength changes, but its frequency remains constant. Okay. Now here we proved the condition that when light refracted from a rarer medium to denser medium, in the same way if we proceed, we'll get the same result if the light refracted from denser medium to rarer medium. We'll get the same result by proceeding in the same way.